Okay, guys, welcome back to the YouTube Eric. And I got a little surprise for you guys. Stop right there, camera. You can notice I no longer have my shelf along this pantry door because I've moved it to the living room. Okay? Where did all that food go that I had on there? Well, it's in the pantry. But that's not about this video. This video is about one cordless vacuum versus the other. You notice that in the previous video when I was doing about the Hoover Vacs and I was explaining about how I have this vacuum here, the IonVav cordless vacuum. Couple of pros and cons on it. Pros I like about it, right here, it has this base here that you just stick it on, and then back here where you plug in the charge cord. Although it comes with two attachments, you can see like right here, it already has this first attachment on it. And in the box, it also has this little attachment right here. What I like about it is that, yes, it is rechargeable, but I feel like it doesn't hold its charge because after so long, what I like about it is when you push the button, two modes, and I like the fact that it has a light indicator on there. But lately, if you're running it for so long, it dies out. And I like that it's USB-C rechargeable. But I feel like on the cons, it doesn't really have very good suction when it's vacuuming things up. So, I've upgraded. I showed this on when I was showing about the Hoover and the vacuums and stuff. And I said that I needed to get this other vacuum. And I was showing this vacuum right here. This Black & Decker cordless vacuum. Dustbuster. So, a couple of little pros and cons on that. Which is right here, it takes about 10 hours. It said to give it 10 hours for a full charge. You can plug it into the wall to charge. There we go. You plug it into the wall to charge. It's got a red light on here, which is right there where my finger is. Has a light indicator. Supposedly it goes green when it's fully charged. And then this is the charge port that goes onto the vacuum. And this is right here. Again, this only has one attachment. So if I take this, plug it in, which goes right there, which go about right there is where you plug it in. And I feel like it's got good suction. Oh yeah, it's got good suction. A little bit powerful. I don't know if you guys can see, but I've already used the vacuum. And just cleaned a little bit of stuff up here, including mainly for cleaning up the cat litter when she makes a mess, where she steps in, and then a little mat that I have on the outside, and a little bit of mess up here that I have up by the sink, and it picked it up thoroughly. Good power. I like the fact that it's portable. It's very lightweight. And there's not very much of information on here in the manual for the instructions. So keep that in mind. That's the same thing with the IonVav. Not much of a instruction manual. And it only has one attachment, which is for this pet attachment, which goes in only one direction. Just like that. It's got good suction. A downfall from this Black & Decker Dustbuster is, although you don't have any light indicator on this little vacuum, which is a con for me, because I like to be able to see how much full charge I have left, which that's very disappointing. The second con is you have to press and hold down the button, whereas the IonVav that stays on until it starts to lose a charge, and then it shuts off on me. Another key difference on these vacuums is you got a little handle here that you can just put your 4 fingers in to hold it. Versus the Black & Decker Dustbuster, not much of a handle to hold on to, just this handle right here. So that's kind of a little con for me. Plus, you have to press and hold the button while you're using it to vacuum up or suction up. So that's the key differences. So that's the key differences between this IonVav and the Dirt Devil, or excuse me, not the Dirt Devil, the Black & Decker Dustbuster versus the IonVav. So, like I said, the key difference is this doesn't have very much suction power as compared to this one right here, the Black & Decker Dustbuster, and the IonVav cordless vac. These are both cordless vacuums. I probably would go with this one over this one. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but this one's got a little bit more suction power than compared to the IonVav. If you go back to the video where I was explaining about some vacuum cleaners and carpet cleaners and the powders and stuff, I showed in that video that I had this IonVav cordless vacuum. Like I said, it's got this little hand base to set the little vacuum in. It's USB-C rechargeable, and it's right there, this little IonVav cordless vacuum. Versus, again, the Black & Decker Dustbuster vacuum. There you can see a little bit more better of it, which has only just one attachment. Whereas this one here, you have 2 attachments. You got your little big one here, or take it out. And let's look at another key difference here. So there's without the wand. And if you come in and bring this little wand in, now you can see that. Not very much suction is coming out of that. So that's kind of a little bit of a bust for me. Plus, it just goes back on. That's why I leave this bigger wand on. Still, not very much suction is coming out of there to suck up. So that's kind of disappointing right there. When it comes back to the Black & Decker Dustbuster, again, you have to press and hold that button. Whereas that one there, you just push a button and it's on. And has a handle for holding, where this one here, if you were doing something, slips right out of your hands, just like that. So this is the way this is, and I like the fact that it only has just one little attachment for, it has just one little attachment. That's it. No wand or anything like that. And I can feel so much more suction coming from this vacuum. Let's take that little attachment off. Oh yeah. I can feel so much suction coming out of this one than compared to the Ion cordless vac. So if I had a choice, like I said, a plus to this one is it has a base to put this vacuum on. And then back here where you plug in the USB-C. Whereas this one here, like I said, you just plug it right into there. Come on over here. Take the plug. And there's my red LED light indicating that it's charging. Now, even though it said in the instructions that it takes about 10 hours to get it fully charged, or at least that's what it said on the box. So, I want to know what your guys' opinion. In the comments section below, would you go for a Black & Decker cordless vacuum that has a little bit more better suction power, but not very much of a handle to hold on to? Or would you consider going to the IonVav cordless vacuum? Like I said, it's got this little attachment right here. Or you put this bigger wand on, but not much very suction comes out of this vacuum. And I feel that the battery to it dies out, even though it's fully charged. The battery dies within a few minutes. It dies, and then I try to put it on low, and it dies out again. So, put your thoughts in the comments below. If you had a choice, would you go for the Black & Decker cordless vacuum or stick with the IonVav cordless vacuum? I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Would you go with a cordless vacuum like that, or would you go with the Black & Decker that has the Dustbuster, a little bit more suction power compared to this? I feel like this dies after you charge it. It dies with a matter of almost 5 minutes of use. It dies out. And this vacuum right here has a little bit more suction power. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Would you go with the Black & Decker Dustbuster? Or would you go with the IonVav? So I'm going to do a little experiment. Well, maybe I'm not. But I was going to throw some breadcrumbs on this little counter and show it suctioning up, but I'll wait for a better time to do that. But in the meantime, guys, Black & Decker cordless vacuum, the Dustbuster, I definitely would probably go with this one. Here you can see a little mess that it can pick up. And showing like cleaning up a mess there and then cleaning up a mess over here. I think I would go with this over the IonVav cordless vacuum. You can find this at your local Walmart stores where I got this. So if you're interested, pick this up at your local Walmart or Target or wherever it is you shop. I'm assuming you can even use this for cleaning out your vehicle as well. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Would you go with the IonVav? Or would you go with the Black & Decker Dustbuster? Like I said, this has a bigger wand and it has that little short thing there. But I feel like this doesn't have very good suction. And it dies out within 5 minutes after it's fully charged. The other plus is it's got a good handle, so you can hold on to it. So if you're going like this, at least your hands are inside here holding on to it. Whereas this one here, you don't have anything to put your hands in because it's going to slide right out of your hands. So that's a downfall to this one, is they could have designed the handle a little bit better to house your 4 fingers. The other downfall is you have to press and hold the button for the power instead of just push it on, and there's no light indicator. But I probably would go with the Black & Decker Dustbuster. So that's the key differences between these two. I probably would go with this over the IonVav. That's just my opinion. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. And if you're new to the channel, take the time to subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell notifications, smash on the like button, share the video, and most of all, comment down below what cordless vacuum would you go with. I know there's many other brands, but these are the 2 right here that I have. And I'm telling you right now, this IonVav doesn't have much of a suction vacuum, and you have to twist to take that off. And then you have to pull this filter out to clean it. And then once you're done, you have to kind of twist it back on. Whereas this Black & Decker Dustbuster, just a push of this button right there, and that's off. And then there's your filter. Then you just pull that out, dump it, put your filter back on. Put your filter back on and stick that right back on. And you're right back to vacuuming up whatever mess it is. Feel like this is much easier to take off, take the filter out, dump it, stick it right back on, and away you go. See, that's what I mean about this one. You have to kind of you have to literally twist this one back on. Twist off and twist back on. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this helps out. Whether you would go with this Black & Decker Dustbuster or go with the IonVav. Buy both of them. My opinion is buy both of these in the store. Try them out for yourself. And if this one doesn't cut it out for you, return it back and keep this one. Even though that there's key differences. You have your on and off button right here. And this one here I don't know. But see, this one has the light indicator, and this one does not. And this Black & Decker does not. But I'm not here to tell you which one you should buy. Buy whatever you feel is best for you. But I feel like this one here, after I suctioned up, let me show you guys. After I did those breadcrumbs and everything, this had a better suction up here, cleaning this off, than it did with the IonVav. So, I can't tell you specifically which one you should buy, but you have to literally decide yourself which one you would go with. This one or the IonVav. Both are cordless. So, those are my opinions on those two vacs. And let me show you guys what I did. You know, I had that big shelf right here, which is gone. And what I did, it's right here. It's housing my Xbox 360, my internet modem, the Eero, my printer, my pop down below. So that's where that shelf went. The food that was on it is in the pantry. So anyway, guys, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on those two particular cordless vacuums, which one you would go with. Until next time, guys, this has been a product review between the IonVav and the Black & Decker Dustbuster. We'll catch you guys on the next video.